shut up, Craig, let us get there, and don't say anything great. We're also going to talk about efficiency, scoring 1,000,000 points without dribbling. We're going to get his picks for this weekend's action. Vikings safety. Vikings cruising, they're undefeated. He is joining us, Cam Bynum. He of the Parent Trap dance is going to hang out. We're going to talk about the bye week. We're going to talk about the lines on the other side of it. He is a true pleasure. I had producers texting me from this very program that weren't on the Zoom with him, weren't talking to him, saying, what a delight. What a delight. I feel lighter after seeing that interview. We will bring that to you today. And the Niners got a big win last night in Seattle. The wives were involved. I loved it. We've got Seahawks legend Shaun Alexander here, hopefully able to lift up the 12s, get some answers for them. And here come the Niners. Audible here right off the top. I don't see the slate, Hamilton, but let's pull up the slate and let's look at this week one before we dig into Thursday night action. Zach's back there in studio. Eric Wheelo is gracing us with his prompter skills, and let's take a look. All right, we got Jags Bears early in the morning. Home game kind of for Jacksonville, of course. Eberflus will be looking great. He'll have great aviator shades on, and let's see if they can win 3 in a row. Browns, woof, at Eagles. Is this when it starts to come together for the Eagles, okay? We're going to be looking back at week 5 saying, week 6, saying, oh my gosh, this is when, like, the injuries weren't a thing. The guys are coming back. They're going to make their stamp at home in front of the crowd at the Link. We got Colts Titans. We'll see Kevin Durant's picks on these. You guys can have some fun over on FanDuel Sportsbook. I hope that you do. Ooh, Lions. It'll be very interesting. Last night, we had a great game in San Francisco. A lot of ups and downs, doozies, tumult for those Niners. They are back in first place in the West this morning. They hand the Seahawks. Lost number 3 straight. Don't love to see that. Hot start for them. I hate when if I was on an NFL team that was on a hot start, I'd hate it. I hate a hot start. I want to be picking up right around Halloween time. It looks like the Niners will square into shape as things go on. Fun game, right? It wasn't perfect. Seattle gave them a second-half scare. I liked that. Unlike the Cardinals and Rams games, though, the Niners were able to dun-dun-dun-dun. What did I talk about? I almost used the B word. What did I complain about yesterday? Them not finishing. That was a huge positive sign from last night. They finished, and we got, as we manifested, Debo more involved. He gave the spark. I said, he's the guy. He's the closer. Let's use him a little bit. Season high 117 yards. Look at this beautiful long touchdown. Like the shoes. Like the support there. Brock was sharp. He threw this perfect ball. Oh my God, it was a perfect freaking ball to George Kittle for one of his 2 one of George's 2 touchdowns on the night. We got multiple Claire Kittle, Kristen Juszczyk celebrations. I love to see that. Look how happy they are. I loved that. Big step forward from this offense, finishing 3 drives with touchdowns in the second half after settling for 3 more field goals in the first. The Niners racked up almost 500 yards of offense on just under 8 yards per play. With the exception of there's kind of a, like I said, scary like little lull in the third quarter. This was Shanahanigans. This was Kyle being his best Kyle. Biggest development, of course, was the play of the rookie class. No Mooney, no Ward, no Hufanga. I was talking about it all week. Jordan Mason exits in the middle of the game. I was like, oh, no. And the Niners had 5 different rookies step up to make game-changing plays. Defensively, the rookies came up with 3 takeaways on the night. All right, Renardo Green. He's got the start for Ward. He undercut DK to pick off Geno and crush the Seahawks comeback attempt. Then Mustafa, 4th rounder, starting for Hufanga, also had a huge early interception. What a night for him. Congrats to him. Yeah, it was amazing. We had a 4th round running back, Isaac Garendo, who had 99 yards on 10 carries in place of Mason, including the 76-yarder. And Pooney did his thing as well. I don't think I've ever seen a rookie class have a bigger impact in a single game in my entire life. Can you think of one? I'm probably missing one. Add up an Adam show if you can think of one. And I just want to give the love to John Lynch this morning, who deserves it. I hope he's having a coffee and a donut. There was a lot of unwarranted criticism here. What a night for him. And that is going to set up the Niners Super Bowl rematch with Kansas City next week, by the way, which I cannot wait to see. And, it's Claire and Kristen up against Taylor and Taylor and Britt, I love this. I love this matchup, the matchup within the matchup. And let's bring up the schedule, guys, because it's going to be another long Sunday, again, of these matchups. Commanders, Ravens, like I said, Chargers, Broncos. Go have some fun. Lions, Cowboys. I like that one. It all starts with Jags, Bears in London, 9:30 Eastern, and we are bringing back the Profit Boost token. We did it last week for the London game. It was so successful. It was an awesome generosity that we, negotiated with FanDuel, saying, can we please run this back? We have a weekly call with them. Hamilton and I go to the table. We pound the table and say, give us more profit boosts. And they did. Jags, Bears, all customers get a 30% profit boost token because FanDuel is awesome, because Up and Adam Show went to bat for you guys. You can use it on any same game parlay placed on a game that is 3 or more legs or plus 100 odds or longer. It's up there right now. It's already up. We even negotiated to get it up early, Hamilton. So FanDuel Sportsbook, you get your NFL Sunday going early with the boost for London. You are an absolute sick pup. But we did our thing. We were going back and, we're rolling the same sort of situation out. We had a lot of fun and a lot of winners last week. It's good.
Yeah, lots of winners. And we'll have a few more props that maybe you can use towards that parlay. Use that profit boost token on as we go through the show here. We'll get some from Kevin Durant as well. So make sure you're staying tuned as you build those parlays for that one.
Our guy Wheelo is on prompter today. He's killing it.
He can do it all.
Out.
There's nothing he can't do.
He's in here shouting attaboys. He does it all. He's amazing. I did want to say the Kristen Juszczyk night. I mean, when you saw Debo get the ball, get all the touches, were you dying?
I was, especially it was early on that first drive. He had 3. You talked about it. You called for it. Get him going to get the offense going, and that's absolutely what happened.
And then they have that huge game against KC coming up. I really meant it when I said, I think it's a kind of an eye roll sometimes when I ask guys like Fred Warner and Kittle, and I ask everyone about the role that these women play in their lives, the partners, and how but it's so obvious with this team, and it is and I think KC has it too, but a super advantage on the Niners squad. It is they are so backed up. They are so supported and exalted and whatever. And you could just see it last night. It means something, especially after watching Receiver on Netflix.
It really does. And it was, I'm glad they got those moments, to score the 2, put away touchdowns in that end zone right where the wives were. And Kittle reminding Juszczyk, hey, go celebrate with your wife after that touchdown. It was awesome. All
right, you're here, and you're not here to just shoot the shit with me, so let's do this. We've got a big game. It's in London. We've got, Bengals, Giants. That's a do-or-die game since this season. My hopes and dreams hanging in the balance. So let's do bring in the Thor, bring in the muscle. The muscles on this, by the way, not Photoshopped. These are accurate. There was no CGI involved. Hammer, despite the Bengals' struggles to win games, Joe Burrow's playing out of his mind this season. Leading the league in touchdowns, leads the league in passer rating, 6th in yards. What are you seeing from him? And what are you seeing just from the Bengals offense that gives me and Houday Nation some hope?
Well, you talked about it earlier this year, Kay. The Bengals needed to get back to more of a downhill running game, more under center, more pistol, set up the play action after going 90% shotgun over the last 2 years. That's exactly what they've done for Joe, and it really has paid off big time. Let's go to the tape and check out what more under center and pistol has done. So you see it here, under center. The Commanders have to roll down a safety. They get a single high look because of this. It's just a 2-man route concept, 2 verticals from Chase and Higgins. And you're going to see the play action. The safety has to stay in the middle of the field here. So as Joe comes out of this, his back foot hits, that safety's still in the middle of the field. He knows he basically has a one-on-one now to Jamar Chase. And even with that corner still in front of Chase, he knows with Jamar's speed, he's going to be able to beat him. He puts this ball in a perfect spot, lets him run under it. And again, getting that single high look is the key to opening that up. And again, here, the Chiefs are showing 2 high pre-snap, but they're going to roll to a single high look with this pistol action. Jamar's going to run across her. Burton's going to run a go. Again, just a 2-man route. But you're forcing the defense to have to look at things. The linebackers' eyes are in the backfield. The safeties have to move. Jamar running that crosser holds the eyes of Brian Cook, and that's going to open things up for Burton on this vertical. And Joe's going to be able to beat the safety, the angle of the safety with the throw, and get it in there for another huge gain. 2 huge plays off of play action from a downhill rushing attack look. But that doesn't mean they still can't get it done under shotgun, as we saw against the Ravens. A couple of digs here with the post to Jamar. 15 seconds left in the half. As soon as Joe sees that safety open up his hips. He knows he has his post to Jamar. But look at the timing and anticipation. Jamar's at the 22-yard line. That safety is 5 yards ahead of him when he lets this ball go, puts it in the perfect spot for the score. This is as good as I've seen Joe Burrow play. And that's part of what makes the start so frustrating, but it's also part of what gives me hope that they can go on a run here. When you're getting quarterback play like this, you can start stringing some wins together, and I think it is going to happen for the Bengals. I am not giving up on this season yet with him playing the way he is.
I met a couple Bengals fans last night, and I was trying to do the rah-rah. You're helping me out here, and you're backing it up. Their offense, though, is it enough to overcome the defense? That's the question, right? Like, we can talk about it's no secret. I mean, somehow some crazy people out there are saying that Burrow's not playing well. He made one mistake, all of that. Like, but yeah, I agree with the face that you're making. But it hasn't been enough to overcome the defense when it comes to what really matters and keeping them in this. Is it good enough? Like you're basically saying they can't be better. They're great. What does that really mean though when it comes to balancing out what this D line is not looking like?
Yeah, and that really is what it comes down to. But I think with the schedule getting a little bit softer for them.
Yeah.
This offense is good.
I didn't say that. Yeah. You did.
I did. This offense, I think, is going to be enough to get them through the stretch. The defense does have to figure some things out, but I think, with Coach Lou, with hopefully getting a little bit healthier up front as the season wears on, they can solve some of those issues. But that is going to be what it depends on. Okay,
so Bengals are 3.5-point faves on the road. His line for passing yards, I was just looking that up, 258.5. Me likey. I like them both.
Yeah, I like that.
I like them both for Sunday night. At Giants, it'll be a very fun. But you know what I will say? New York's feeling itself right now. Not even just the Giants, just outside of maybe the Jets. But the Jets, think they're getting Devontae. They think they're turning around. They think they're getting this big spark. We'll see what happens against the Bills. But, New York in general, Buffalo, you're included. Calm down. There's that, when that happens, there's a little something to that.
Oh yeah, you got the Yankees in the ALCS, Mets in the NLCS, the Rizzlers at the Knicks at Knicks preseason games. It's all happening.
Dare I ask you about your thoughts on Bob Costas? We're not going to go there, huh?
Bob's had a great career. I'll leave it at that.
I haven't listened to a second of it. I cannot believe the venom in the direction of an absolute legend. I want to know how old are these people that are saying this?
A good question. Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Gen Z? Is it Gen Z?
It might be, but you know what? When you're calling plays wrong in the play-by-play and things like that, it's an issue. Oh yeah. When you're calling a hit up the middle and the guy catches the ball,
let the man live. Let the man. Hey, I had two celebrity sightings.
Great career.
I had two celebrity sightings this week. Ready?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Wayne Newton. I met Wayne Newton at lunch.
That's pretty cool.
What wild. And then we can do it in the break. And then I also met, who did I just tell Shrift that I met last night? I have to tell you. John Sally.
That's a good one.
Great last name. I just Googled it, though. I really wish he didn't have an E in his name. Sally is how I pictured it and how I wanted it. I wanted that to be. But NBA is calling my name, okay? Kevin Durant. We have, Shams. We have NBA is calling, obviously, Spring Hill, what they're doing with Netflix, and I went to that. I'm an NBA girly through and through. Okay, we're going to take a break here. Great hammer time by you. We're going to get you guys some hunches. We're going to get you guys Kevin Durant. Cam Bynum is on the show. Shaun Alexander on the program. We will be back right after this. That's right, Shaun Alexander hanging out with us after this.
That's it.
Let's do it. Let me get to it. And why? Hold on one second. And why don't we can't flip K-Makers and Shaun? I know, we can't flip K-Makers and Shaun. Or can we? Can we come in with Shaun? Do you think it's a good idea, or is it bad because we have a player coming on No, because Cam's in the D block. Okay. No, what I'm saying, because you want to separate a player and a K-Maker. That's what I'm saying. But that's fine because we have Cam is in the D block, right? Okay, so I think we're good. Let me get to where I need to get, though, because I can't trust Prompter. No offense, Eric. You're killing it, but I want to make sure I got you. Because I want to make sure we get these through. Oh, this is for hunches. Okay, Hemi, this is all you. Let's hit it, guys. It's hunch time. Hammy, here I am saying I need to know what's going on, but there's over 500 props over on FanDuel Sportsbook. You don't tell me any of them. You sift through them and make me look smart.
Yeah, here we go. Let's get it going. First one, DJ Moore's receiving line, 63.5 yards in London against the Jags. What's your hunch, over or under?
Early morning, he had 2 touchdowns that were beautiful. The chemistry is a Bruin. Bang the over. Really? This combo is heating up, NBA Jam style, okay? Over 100 last week. Jags pass defense, dead last in the NFL this season. You're Jags. I don't see any Jags paraphernalia back there. Weird. I'm still rocking my Bengals, even though we're sitting in the corner. I don't know. Who's a real fan here? You can use it, by the way, as a part of a 3-leg parlay. Do you want to get this out there? We have a 30% profit boost token on FanDuel Sportsbook. Use that for this. Go.
All right, next up, Lions-Cowboys. I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb, averaging 75.6 yards per game this year, but his receiving line for Sunday is 85.5. Does he go over or under that?
I'm not falling for your tricks, Hamilton. He's going over this. The Lions' pass defense, I believe we've talked about this. They've been great so far this year, or they have been great. I don't know. They've been bottom 5 this year, right? Not top 5, bottom 5.
Yeah, bottom 5.
CeeDee put up 227 on them last year. I think he has a big breakout game that we've been waiting for. I think I say this a lot, but I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna have faith in CeeDee.
All right, last one.
Yeah.
We got to do it. You've gone 50-50 on Sunday Night Football, first touchdown scorers. Those odds aren't up for that game yet, so I'm giving you the game of the week. Ravens, Commanders, first touchdown scorer. Who you got?
Captain Terry, I'm going to go plus 1,400. You'll hear from Kevin Durant here in a minute, but the Ravens, they've got the 31st pass defense right now. Commanders are going to strike early in this one. I know plenty of Ravens. Calm down. You're going to find the end zone too. Calm down, but you'll hear that later in the show. I'm going to go Scary Terry in Spooktober. It makes sense. All right, back on the Up and Adam show. We've got plenty of guests here. Kevin Durant joining the program. Very excited about that. But we have an all-time legend from the Seahawks. I wish we were celebrating a win with our friend Shaun Alexander. What is going on with your Hawks?
Oh my goodness! To go from 3-0 to 3-3 is like getting punched in the throat. It's wild. You know, you want to know that the defense is solid, but then you're like, wait a minute, you got these great receivers, you got 2 really good running backs. I feel like we don't score enough early. Like I feel like it's never really like comfortable, and then you let the defense just kind of go after it after there. So, yeah, like it's been hard watching my crew for these last 3 weeks.
I was just saying, I would hate to be on a team that's either undefeated to start the season, like the 5-0 Vikings. I hate like the pressure of that. We'll talk to Cam Bynum, a game breaker. Just had an interception off of Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk to him a little bit later. But like, it's not like starting hot isn't a great. Is it a good thing? Like it's sort of a.
The best team that I was on, we had a couple teams go 3-0, and we fought. We won that 10-win season, and you felt like 10 wins wasn't good enough because you won the first 3. But the year we went to the Super Bowl, we were 2-2 and then won 11 straight. That's the way, you know. Like when you're like there, and you're like, hey, we figured out. Now we're just hot. Yes. Like you want to get that November, December to be on fire, and that's the best way.
I agree. Let's talk about DK, because there were a lot of cutaways of DK with Ryan Grubb looking sort of. I don't know what you thought. What did you think he looked like on the bench, and is it something we should be thinking about or concerned with?
No, I just think no one likes to lose. You know what I mean? And so there's times where you're calling plays, and you know, you get different guys calling plays in different ways. Like that's the thing. I am now coaching my son's 7th grade football team.
Love it.
And even like little 12 and 13-year-old kids, they like to know that, hey, this calls this, and I'm throwing it to you right here. And I was thinking to my own self, like, that's funny. I've got to say that to them. But I remember saying, Coach, I want the ball here in this situation. And Mike Holmgren would be like, all right, Shaun, I'm going to get it to you. We just want that. And so I feel like that's what's going on, is like DK just needs to know, like, this play is designed for you. We're bringing it to you. Let's go get it.
Now, Mike McDonald this week talked about getting back to the run, and this team wants to get back to winning. Like, yeah, to your point, like we weren't seeing these shots of DK when they were winning to start the season. Right. Like that's sort of all it is. So, and winning sort of helps everybody. But McDonald's talked a lot about these running backs. they are talented. Have you had a chance to sort of get in their heads, or have you ever talked to Charbonnet? What's your relationship with Kenneth Walker? What's that?
Yeah, I know Kenneth and Sharp well. I mean, like I text them. I didn't text them when we went 2-0. So I just stopped and it was like, oh, 3-0. Hey, they're in a groove. I'm not saying anything. And then you lose one and you're like, I don't want to be that guy that makes them feel like we're panicking. Then you lose two and you're like, oh, snap, I should have called after week one. Everybody, this is what happens when you're really about the team. You want to make sure that you're not causing issue. And so now that they're on this 0-3 slide, now it is time for me to make that call and just be like, hey, we're okay. How's the conversation going with the coaches? How's it going with the O line? Here's how you break some of these streaks and patterns. When I got to Seattle, um, we was terrible. We was bad. And there is this mentality of how do we stop this without feeling like you're in a panic. And I remember one of the most fun years is when we were in that terrible slide and we went through and we won a bunch of games in November and December and got hot at the right time, made it to the playoffs. So there's definitely some things that need to happen, but it's not panic button yet.
Shaun, running the ball is so hot right now. We have Kevin Durant coming up, and he goes, I love that the passing is struggling. I love this resurgence to, obviously, defense running the ball. Who is running the ball in a way that you're like, dang, I love that? Who, maybe not on the Seahawks, who's impressing Shaun Alexander right now?
It's really funny because I feel like Tampa doesn't do it enough, but I love Rashad White.
Okay.
Like I'm watching him play, and I'm like, dude, you're making plays. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not seen. Like, you gotta like be looking for it, but like he's making it. All my Bama boys are still grimy. Like I love what Derrick Henry's doing. And I love I love Najee. I just love all the Bama boys. Josh and they all do what they do. Robbins is doing good. Brian is out here with the Commanders. So I love all my Bama boys, but I try not to say them as much because people think I'm Homer. But Rashad is playing well, and there's a handful of guys that are doing some things that are special, and it always comes full circle. Eventually, you're going to figure out ways to stop the pass, and then you got to give it back to that guy that was trained to be a killer. 30 times, and so when it gets back to that, it's going to be a lot of fun.
You have a college football award. You're talking about Bama, the Shaun Alexander Freshman of the Year award. Your watch list, I mean, unbelievable going into the season. 2 Alabama freshmen on the list. Ryan Williams might be the best receiver in college football right now. Xavier Brown also on the preseason list. He had the huge play for Georgia. How proud are you of these Bama kids?
Man, just watching them boys play, first of all, I'm always honored that the award is named after me. But then watching these freshmen, they come in with such high hopes, still like, am I good enough to do it? I think I am. And you walk in with that swag, hoping that you are. But watching some of these freshmen on so many teams come in and play at a high level, and I stay in touch with all of them. So I remember, watching Purdue and Miami last year and watching the boys. Yeah, I've been really proud of just even why everybody knows that little Arch Manning with Texas is, oh man, he's gonna be good. It's family, But to actually do it, it's so special. And so just really proud of watching him and then watching the Bama boys, watching the receiver at Ohio State. I just forgot his name now that we're talking, but make that one-handed grab last week.
Jeremiah Smith.
Amazing. That's it. Yeah. So you just got some kids they're making grown men catches and plays now.
When you say kids, Ryan Williams is 17 years old.
I know. When I got to Bama, I remember, and this is family talk. We're going to act like no cameras on here. I was 17 when I got to Bama, and they were like, Shaun, we can't even take you into kiddie clubs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh gosh, that's right. Like, but Gene Stallings was our head coach, and he was like, Shaun, we're probably going to redshirt you. You're just young. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm not even tripping on that. He's like, nah, we need him. Let's go play. And he's still putting in the work, and my redshirt freshman year was phenomenal. It was wonderful. And I was really thankful for it. My program was excellent for me. But this kid to come out and play that well at 17, it's just amazing. People don't even understand the pressure there to play at Bama, but yet to be at prom last year.
Yeah.
And then you're at one of the greatest universities, arguably, unbiasedly, the best football university of all time, and to play at that high level, it's wonderful.
How did they sneak you into the club?
Um, I did
I know
not
you
go.
weren't going to, really? They were dropping you off at Chuck E. Cheese? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Chuck E. Cheese was so fun in Tuscaloosa,
What a liar. I thought this was family. I thought we were talking real stuff.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Last one for you. And actually, we're live on YouTube. Let's take a break here on the TV side. But I have a couple questions I still want to get to. We'll be right back. More Shaun Alexander on YouTube and everywhere. We'll get this, of course, out for everybody on Twitter. We'll be right back. I want to ask you about, I don't even know, what should we talk about? What else do you want to get out there? I mean, I want to know who the scariest running back is right now. You're giving White love. Who's the most dangerous? Is it just Derrick Henry and him just doing it again and again and again?
Yeah, he's that good. I don't know why everybody's like flipping out. Like, he trains harder than all of us.
Yeah?
All of us.
All of who? Who's he training harder? You and who?
I'm going all the way back to Walter Payton. He goes that hard. Like, Walter Payton used to run hills when they didn't even know how to like really work out. Like, he goes that hard in today's world. He's just amazing. And so, you get some guys that train hard. And I'm thinking of the Emmett. I'm calling about greats. Emmett's. Let's talk about Derrick. I mean, my goodness, he's 96 rushing touchdowns.
Crazy.
He's 4 away from being in 100 club. There's only 9 of us. You know what I mean? Adrian
leads the league in rushing, 9 years into his career.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. Like, this would have been my last year when I was playing. I played 9.
Okay.
Barry played 10. That's it. The great ones, you usually see that. And, like, he is dominating people. Like, he's carrying the ball, and it's just like, man.
I thought guys fell off at 30.
Nah, not the way he trains. Like, he trains, and I feel like it's a lot of like physical therapy and all that. Like, he gets the right things for his body. He's figured out the chemistry for his body to go be great, and he's just holding it down. Like, that's what I call him. I'm like, nephew, you're still killing it, and he's like, I got you. I'm kind of like, he's not gonna let that. He's not passing that torch at all.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
He's averaging a career high right now. 6 yards per carry. That laugh says, but you saying he trains harder than the greats is something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, I just think, like, the way he trains at year 9 as a running back, I think all the running backs, most of them would be like, okay, cool, I can't beat up my body, so I'm gonna do more massages. I'm gonna do more stretching. I'm gonna do more Pilates.
Whatever it takes. And clearly talking to you gets him going too. Shaun, we gotta go. Thank you so much for the time. And hopefully Kevin Durant's playing for the Supersonics sometime, huh?
For sure. Love it.
We'll see. Thanks, Shaun.
Go hard.
Keeping vibes high for the Seahawks. Love that. Oh my gosh. Back on the show, we've got Kevin Durant. We just had Shaun Alexander, legend after legends. It's unbelievable. They've got a little Seattle connection here. Seattle falls to the Niners yesterday. More on that in a bit. We've got some K-makers for you. We're going to talk to Cam Bynum of the Vikings. They've got a bye. Then they've got the Lions. Will the 5-0 thing continue? Just heard Shaun Alexander saying, I hate hot starts. Cam doesn't. He loves it. We'll talk to him. But we got to get some picks out. Full slate of action, Week 6. Who better than to sit down with and chat with then NBA superstar and massive Commanders fan, Kevin Durant. Battle of Beltway, a little Commanders Ravens. A little Devontae, has he talked to him? Take a look. I am keeping up with Kevin Durant. I'm watching preseason action and highlights. You had 21 points on Tuesday night against the Pistons and one dribble. How weird is that?
I actually dribbled more than one time, but the headline looks good,
Does it? I don't even know.
It makes me look efficient, but yeah, I didn't have to dribble too much for me to score. But yeah, it was a good game.
What's the NFL equivalent of that?
I would say like 90% completion percentage, but like only like 120 yards.
Okay, so it's about efficiency.
Yeah, 9 for 10 for 100 yards. That was the type of game I had.
Kevin, you're in a good mood these days. What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm always in a good mood. What do you mean?
I'm
I get
just
sun. I'm getting the sun out here in Phoenix every day, shining on me. I'm playing ball, doing what I love. I mean, come on now.
let's use your brain and how smart you are. I think we should try to fix the Jets right here, right now.
Nah,
How do
man.
we fix the Jets?
First of all, we're going into this next week. They got Monday night, right? We're
Big
going
game,
into
Buffalo. Big game.
Monday night division game. We're going into this game with a clean slate. Everything we did up until this far, we take the good pieces, the bad pieces, we mix it up, but we are a new team right now. I know that, we got the same players, but we got a kind of different culture right now with a new coach. We got to rally around each other and play hard just specifically for us, man. It can't be about nothing else, but just playing hard every rep and go from there.
You don't think they're cooked?
No, hell no.
Really?
Hell no. The players play, man. The players play. The coaches, they know football. So whoever's in place, they know football. You got veteran players, now they can rally around each other, and they got pride. That's one thing I know about that group. They got pride in themselves and their games, and they don't want to go out like this, so they're going to come with it.
Well, they beat Buffalo, you think? You think they beat them?
I think they beat Buffalo on Monday night.
Buffalo Monday night, they get a win, okay?
And that's going to turn momentum back to their side.
Have you talked to Devontae Adams?
Of course I haven't.
You
I
have
know
not?
you have. I know you have. So give me the insight of what's going on.
I think, why don't you FaceTime him and we can ask him? I'll take
Devontae's on the show every week. What do you mean?
He was not on the show this week.
Obviously he won't be.
Respectfully, like he didn't, he's doing his thing. But then I was talking to Marcel Reese today, who's up in that organization, and he was saying it might be weeks. It might be weeks until this trade happens. We don't have that kind of time, Katie.
We don't, because it's like we want this to happen pretty fast.
You still feel like he'll be a Jet?
Now I don't know. You never know with this stuff, man. Last week I'm thinking it'll happen in a couple days, and now it's gonna be a drawn out process. You never know who might come in at the last minute and scoop them up.
You know what this is like when things are up in the air, right? Your trade 7 months. Did you think that when it started?
Yeah, it was. When I first demanded a trade, I thought it would happen quick.
Yeah.
And then when you're an asset like that, you get so many people that want you, but on top of that, the team that you're on now, they don't want to just give you away for anything. They want to make sure the deal is right for them too. So, yeah, it may take a long time. It may take Devontae pushing them a little bit to force them to make a deal happen quick, but who knows? Hopefully he just gets healthy again, because he's still out, right?
Yeah. Yes, he's still out for this game. But then
just get back on the field.
The coach said he's feeling okay. Maybe we'll see him on the field soon. So I don't know. Can he walk this back and still be a Raider? Maybe.
I think he loves football. He cares about his teammates. He cares about going out there and protecting the game. So he's gonna go out there and play. This is my guess. He can go out there and play through it all. Through the boos, maybe it might be some boos here and there, but it's probably make him a better football player. You know what I'm saying?
So how you handle yours? Is that how? Do boos make you a better basketball player?
For sure. When you feel like it's you against the world, you just dig a little deeper sometimes, and you do some things you probably didn't think you could do. But with Devontae, I just can't see him using this as a reason for him to miss games or be away from the team. I think he'll play through all of it, and then they'll figure it out while he's playing.
I've heard that the Bills might want him now. If you're the Jets, you can't let him go to the Bills. You cannot. You got to go all in on your boy.
On Devontae?
Yeah. Buffalo?
Yeah, Josh Allen could definitely use him up there.
Steelers, I heard.
Yeah, I just want Devontae back on the field, playing his best ball in a good place with a good quarterback.
Well, I'm waiting for the real answer I was waiting for you for was to say, like, they're a mess, and now the Commanders can go scoop in and get him. No.
I don't think we're in that race right now.
Yeah.
I think we focus on what's in the building.
You know what I said on my show today is that I think that we're in the MVP race with Jaden.
See, I don't like when people jinx us and put that bad and put too much of a spotlight on us. Let us do our thing quietly, man. And if we show up in the playoffs, then that's where y'all give us credit. But we 4-1. I'm trying to jump on the train now.
I'm not trying to jumping on the train, but I just think if he beats, this is a huge game. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a huge game. Battle of the Beltway is what they're calling it right now. Huge game. But it's not really say much. People acting like this is going to be playoffs for a playoff spot. This determine who's the MVP. It's a 6th game, I think, of the season. So it's a really good team, man. So we locked in, though. I like what we got some momentum. They got momentum. So we'll see what happens.
Who's winning?
Come on. Okay, come on, kid.
By a lot?
You think I'm going to say the Ravens? I don't know. We winning. I'd say by a touchdown.
Okay, well, we need to get on the same page. Last week, I didn't ask you about the Commanders, and you said, hold up, you're not going to ask me about the Commanders? And this week, you're mad I'm asking you about the Commanders.
Like, yeah, because you know who I got. Every week, I told you this. Every week, you know who I'm betting on. So, yeah, I got us by a touchdown.
They're 6.5-point underdogs, the Commanders. So there is that. Ravens 4-3 in the series all time. Washington has won 2 of the last 3 meetings. I think it can go either way. I'd love to see that. If you had to pick an anytime touchdown in this game, Derrick Henry has the shortest odds, but who is the lock to get in the end zone in that game?
A lock is Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson. Okay, I like that pick. You did really well. You picked upsets last week. You picked the Texans. I think you picked the Cowboys. We have a huge game, top of the NFC, Lions going to Dallas. You don't like Dallas, but you kind of like Dallas. The Cowboys are 3-point underdogs at home. Does Dak, your boy, pull off the upset again this week?
I got Detroit this game.
Okay.
I just think they're a better football team right now. Cowboys, they got DeBron Bland coming back this week, maybe. Michael Parsons still out, Lawrence still out. So I think it's gonna be tough on their defense. So and the Lions got to click offensively. So I'm gonna go with the Lions. And of course, I just don't like the Cowboys.
I talked to David Montgomery this week. He came on my show. Awesome, playing for the Lions. He's amazing.
He's on my fantasy football team.
He is?
Yes, he is. He's balling.
When are you going to let me see this fantasy football team, Kevin?
Later. I'll let you see later.
Go?
I'll let you see later.
Wait, David Montgomery's got a crazy streak going.
He's balling.
In every freaking game. Do you think he scores one in this one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's scoring on this one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Jags Bears, early morning game. They're in London. UK essentially home field for the Jags at this point. They've played there so much over the years. Bears are 1.5-point favorites, Kevin. Do you think Caleb gets his first international win?
I think Caleb goes over there and gets a W. That game last week against Carolina, you could tell they find their rhythm with each other. Him, DJ Moore, and the rest of the guys on the offense. Defensively, they've been balling this season. So, yeah, I'm going to put my faith in the hometown kid, and they go over there and get them a W.
If they have 3 straight wins, I'm done. I'm happy with the season. They've not had 3 straight wins, I think, since like 2020 or something.
So
insane.
A huge game. It's a huge game.
Huge game for my Bengals, Kevin. Is right. Let's start with who wins.
At who?
At Giants. And the Bengals are 3.
I got Bengals.
You? Why? Please help me. Why?
I mean, the back's against the wall. They have no choice but to win this game. So I think they'll treat this like a playoff game. And coaches are going to make adjustments on the fly. Players might get subbed out a little quicker. It's going to be they're going to be on edge this game, because if they lose this one, their season is looking a little murky.
Is it over are they cooked? Is it over if they lose?
I wouldn't say it's over, but it's on the way. Right now, they got a chance to turn us around. But if they lose this game, I think you shouldn't even look at them as contenders. Right now, I think they're still on the fence.
We have a divisional game, Titans-Colts. I know how you feel about Joe Flacco. You tweeted, put Flacco anywhere. And he's going
to hoop anywhere.
I love seeing that. We don't know if it's Richardson or if it's Flacco this weekend. Would you keep hooping with Flacco?
I would keep Richardson in there because he's my young franchise quarterback, and I want him to get those reps. But you can't. I mean, knowing that you got Joe Flacco back there, if anything goes wrong, because Richardson puts himself out there a lot, his body on the line a lot for that team. So, but knowing you got Flacco back there definitely eases your mind a bit. But I'll go with Richardson, and I'll go with the Colts this game.
Colts, Titans, 2.5-point favors at home. You're saying the Colts win, though.
Yeah.
Titans, number 1 ranked total defense. Nobody's talking about it this year.
Yeah, no, but they turn the ball over.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, Colts worst defense, but but you're better than me at this. I don't like.
No, I'm not actually better than you, but I'll take the Colts.
Russell Wilson back at practice. Steelers are 3-point favorites on the road. If it is Russell, do you feel better or worse about Pittsburgh's chances in this one? Pittsburgh's 3-point favorites. They've lost 2 straight, though. They started hot, right? Started 3-0.
Yeah, they should have won last game, though. They played well enough to win that game. Give me Pittsburgh. Raiders not playing well, and it's always a home game in Vegas for the Steelers. So it's going to be a lot of Steelers fans out there for that one. Give me Steelers, but I like what Justin Fields doing. I think you keep him in there this game, even if Russ is healthy, and then you see take it week by week.
What's going on with the Raiders? What do you know, Kevin?
I mean, I have no clue, but
against them again. I can just tell something's going on. What's going on? What do you think?
I mean, the quarterback situation is a little up in the air. Devontae's been out. Max Crosby, he played last game, but the game before that he was out. They had some injuries. The coaching and the players are all not on the same page. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm taking the Steelers right here. I think they're a little bit more of a team right now.
If you had to guess, what is the % chance that Devontae remains a Raider? 0?
Nah. To be honest, I think it's 50-50 that he stays a Raider.
Wow. The Saints, they're starting Spencer Rattler. He's getting the go. They've got Buccaneers. Buccaneers, of course, won the division. They look great. Bucks are 3.5-point favorites on the road. Who takes this one?
I got the Bucks this game. Missing Derek Carr is a big loss. And Bucks playing some solid football. So yeah, I go with Bucks.
Baker Mayfield's second passer rating touchdown passes this season behind only Joe Burrow, who's on fire, even though they're losing, which is super sad. Okay, and we've got just 2 more to get to. AFC West rivalry game, Chargers-Broncos. Chargers 3-point favorites. They're playing in Denver. Denver's on fire. They got Patrick Surtain's playing out of his mind. And the Broncos have won 3 straight. Do they keep the win streak going?
Give me Broncos at home. I like what Bo Nick's doing. I like what Sean Payton got him in. Like you said, defense balling out. Yeah, give me Denver at home.
Is Denver a play? I think Denver's going to the playoffs. What do you think?
Think so?
Yeah. I just think, not even dark horse vibes. I just think Bo's just going to get better. Their defense, they're doing it without guys. Guys will come back. I think they're going to end up being in the playoffs. AFC's kind of a mess, no?
They got to beat the Chiefs at least once.
Yeah. Do you see that happening? Do you think are the Chiefs going to flex and have some sort of crazy undefeated season this year?
It's looking like it because they usually win those games when it's just like they might just steal it at the end from you, and they had a few of those this year.
I don't want them to have an undefeated season. I want it to be so somebody in the AFC's got to step up. And it's looking like it's the Ravens. And by the way, these Jim Harbaugh, for everybody having fun on FanDuel Sportsbook, I looked this up. Jim Harbaugh versus Sean Payton. Them going against each other is always fun. All 3 meetings between the two were 1-score games. 1 went to overtime, and the other 2 were decided in the final 10 seconds. So it'll be a great game, a close one. Bonus question, Texas, number 1. Congratulations. 18, Oklahoma this weekend, Red River rivalry. Longhorns, 14.5-point favorites. Does Texas win big?
Rivalry games are always tough, man. So I can't say we're going to win big, but we're going to win the game.
Big thanks to Kevin Durant there for hanging out with us for like a ridiculous long time and going through picks so thoughtfully. He's very interesting because he never wants to know what's going to happen. He's, you'd think like, oh, do you want to, are there certain games you want to, no, he's just, he's giving you Deron Bland injury reports. I'm like, what? He is so plugged in, it's crazy. So you heard his picks for the Jags-Bears game in there. I do want to remind you, this is a thing we fought for, okay? So you better freaking go use it on FanDuel Sportsbook. It's a PBT. What is that? It's a profit boost token. Basically, you go, you claim it, you apply it to a wager. All customers get it. It's 30% PBT to use on any same game parlay placed on a game that's 3 or more legs and 100 plus 100 odds or longer. It's up right now. I hope it's in the carousel. I think it is. So get on over to FanDuel Sportsbook, download the app, have some fun. Early NFL Sunday doesn't seem very fun unless you are having some fun on FanDuel Sportsbook. Go do that. We've got fantasy plays for you. We've got K-Makers. We've got Cam Bynum on the program. Big thanks to KD. Jaden for MVP. I said it again. Whenever you're ready, count me down. punch out. Oh, I'm like a little Tim out there in Punch Out taking on Piston Honda. Time for K-Makers. Who's going to score this week. I'm going to give me the quads. I read that quads, if you have really strong quads, you live longer. I read that. Saquon Barkley, okay, against the Browns. He has scored 5 touchdowns in the Eagles' 4 games this year. 5 and 4. The Cleveland Browns have allowed the 3rd most rushing touchdowns. Ipso facto, girl math, boy math, all math, he will score. Drake London. There he is. He scored 3 in the last 4. They trust him. He's got this connection with Cousins. It seems to be getting stronger every week. I don't know if Drake London is like listening to Blind Melon and John Mellencamp or whoever, but he clearly is getting on the same page as his OG quarterback. Panthers have allowed the 2nd most touchdowns. We are exploiting the matchup here. I like it. Finally, this is going to be quite a game. Turn away. Kevin Durant, don't watch right now. Lamar Jackson. Come on. And I like this at plus 145. He's getting plus odds even though he scored in 2 of his last 3. Huh? You think he's not scoring against the Commanders' defense? Huh? He is. These are the guys who I think score touchdowns. That's right, Saquon Barkley. We've got Drake London. Weird plus odds for Lamar Jackson. I like it. These guys, we actually do very well at this. Very well at this. I just felt like a presidential candidate saying that. Okay, it's time for DFS. Let's get you some information here. My daily fantasy plays for week 6. At quarterback, Kirk Cousins against the Panthers. 14th priciest quarterback. That's value. Coming off a 500-yard game. Peyton Manning's never even done that. Let's go against the Panthers defense. Carve him up. At running back, I submit Josh Jacobs. I know Eric's on prompter. He's excited about this one. So Josh Jacobs, he's 11th as started talking salary cap over on FanDuel Sportsbook. He's averaging just a smidge under 100 total yards a game this year against a Cardinals defense that's been 6th most generous to the running back spot. And at receiver, Olave, I know. I'm hearing the boos. Tomatoes are being thrown at me through the screen. Rough game against Kansas City. Get him the ball. That might be nice. Rookie quarterbacks like to be the go-to guy, right? That's a security blanket. You think Rattler's not like Olave. He said it this week. I'm going to get him the ball. I'm going to get him the ball a lot. So I think that happens. Spencer Rattler does well against the Bucs. Ten seconds. Here comes Camryn Bynum. Don't be delighted. Enjoy. Okay. Got you. Back on Up and Adams' big show. Shaun Alexander saying, keep it up for the Seahawks, not wrapping up their season yet. Kevin Durant with his picks. And now I sat down with Vikings celebration king and just incredible safety Cam Bynum. Camryn has a bye week. We talked about Flores. We talked about the Vikings. We talked about keeping it going and why it's different for Minnesota this year. Cam Bynum, I don't know what to congratulate you on first. Your record, 5-0. You're smiling. You're happy. You always are. Do I congratulate you on the pick against the Jets in London, or do I congratulate you for breaking the internet last weekend?
I think the celebrations. That's what I'm most proud of.
Really?
I'm over anything because the more celebrations we have, that means the more plays we're making, and that means the more wins we're having. So I think if you just focus on the fun part, which is the celebrations, the having fun, I think all the other wins and everything will come. So that's kind of backwards from what the normal person might think. But all jokes aside, we're having fun and we're balling. So really, congrats on everything for us. But only week 5, we know we got to keep it rolling.
Who's the most fun person on the team? Are you? Because you're very fun. Are you more fun than Justin Jefferson, or does he take that crown?
I would say me, and not that he's not having fun, but I say because on defense, it's a lot harder to have fun than offense. JJ scores a touchdown every week, so obviously he's having fun. But on defense, it's a whole different mindset. You're having to stop people from having fun on you. So it's a lot more rare to be able to do celebration. That's why I take this stuff so serious. I'm like, it's easy to get, not easy to get touchdowns, but you get way more versus interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles. That stuff is kind of rare. So on the defense, I'm trying to set this energy. Like if we do something good, we have to take advantage of having that opportunity to celebrate.
It's not that rare on this defense.
It's not. In the past, it has been, but I'm realizing like, wow, we're kind of having fun every week, and that's something that we really thrive off of, the fun that we're having and being able to have that collective joy when we're playing with each other.
Collective joy, fun, not words that are often used to describe Brian Flores even now. I talked to you last year about how he was loosening up, evolving, letting you guys not even encouraging, celebrate.
Right.
You watch that Parent Trap, you do it, you memorize it, you do whatever. From when I talked to you last year to now, what has that evolution been like? Even more?
Really just us getting to know Flo even more. Whether it's us being over at his house during a week, we have just during OTAs or whatever it is, going over his house to play basketball and eating food and just having fun with his kids and the family, having the defense over, stuff like that. We have fellowship Thursdays where the whole team goes and hangs out after practice and just enjoys each other's company.
I'm asking because you've been such a nightmare for quarterbacks, 11 picks in the first 5 games of the season. So iron sharpens iron. Like, you're seeing something's working schematically with Brian Flores, with your fellow ball hawks, that's letting you guys sort of destroy the dreams of quarterbacks and make them make mistakes. What is that?
I think it's the versatility we have. You never know who's going to be doing what in our defense because we have, like, Josh Metellus is the easiest example to use. You don't know if he's playing safety. Is he playing nickel? Is he a pass rusher? And he does every single thing well. Then you go to Gink. He's dropping in the pass, getting pick sixes every single week. But he's also a crazy pass rusher. Really, every single piece on our defense is versatile. So really going against us, it's hard to really pinpoint, okay, who's playing what? Okay, this front, everybody's up, but everybody has the ability to drop in the pass.
I mean, not when everybody's getting interceptions, right?
Exactly.
8 defensive players have at least 1 pick this season. Does it get competitive? It has to.
It always does. We're always looking like, we're like, hold on, the linebackers have more picks than the DBs. We see, Gink has 2 pick sixes. Kamu, he came in and had 2 picks consecutive weeks, and we're like, hold on, we got to step it up as DBs. We're letting linebackers get more plays than us, but I think it's a healthy competition. Just knowing the fun that we're having and how we're competing with each other. But like you see on the field, we're celebrating with each other also when we make plays.
Is there a leaderboard or something? Is there a prize someone's going to get if they have the most picks?
Yeah, every year we have turnover masters. So it looks like your college degree. Last year, Coach made a little certificate. Me and Josh, we tied last year, so we both got our degree for turnover masters. But this year, I know they'll probably level it up. But in the DB room, there's always going to be a prize for who gets the most.
I love that. And you're such a great teammate, celebrating success of others. And I got to say, like, I'd like you to take me through how you're balancing that, because the truth is you're at the end of your deal. This is the last deal. You've got to work on a contract, whether it be in Minnesota. I cannot picture you leaving Minnesota.
I know.
Or taking it somewhere else, right? How do you balance maybe the thoughts that, like, I have to show up, I have to, with also, having this team atmosphere where everybody's eating?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Human nature, it can get tough. I'll be honest. That's something that can creep in, especially going through the beginning of the year. It's like, okay, everybody's talking about it. Your mentions on Twitter are blowing up, and it's like, okay, all that's stuff that can distract you. But when you're there in the building and you're playing on that field, I'll be honest, nobody's thinking about that at all. If somebody just got paid, it's cool for the first day, then everybody just erases it and we're back to playing ball. So really for me, in reaching the end of my contract, really let my agent handle all that. But at the end of the day, if my teammates play well, that means I'm playing well. And if I play well, that means I'm helping my teammates.
How does this team match up against the Kings of the Jungle?
This is a really complete team. You look at every spot, similar to what I said about us, you look at every single spot on the roster and they have a guy there, starting from quarterback, good receivers, really good O-line, running backs are really good. And then on the defense, same thing, starting up front with the pass rush. I think they have a complete team, and it's a division game. So we already know this is going to be a turned up game, and really a game that we know is going to be a dogfight.
Don't come out slow out the bye week.
Exactly. I know. Like, that's why the message is you guys better come back itching to practice, because we're getting right back to work. And like I said, I think that's a collective energy around the whole locker room. Like, we kind of didn't want the bye week to come, especially this early while we're rolling. I'm like, dang, this is killing our momentum, but we know as soon as we get back on that field, we're rolling again. But it's just, they always say it's tough to come off a bye week, but we know the extra time that we have to get healthy, number one, and then to just come out there and just keep up that same momentum that we had.
I want to ask you, I know you're very proud of your Filipino heritage. You've talked about it a
Mm-hmm.
lot. October's American History Month. And to celebrate, you're getting honored, right? And you're the first Filipino player to wear Vikings purple. You know that. And there's over 100 members of the Phil Minnesotan Association cheering you on from the stands. What is going on? What does that kind of support mean to you?
It's really everything. Me going back to when I was a kid, seeing what Manny Pacquiao did for me, just being able to inspire me, and seeing every other Filipino that really drew strength from what he was doing in the ring, and even outside the ring for him, just building up the country and being able to give back. I think they said he gave back like a third of his money just back to his country, and just blessing people and helping people in poverty, just because he came from literally nothing, selling food starving for days, trying to and fighting for $1, and to where he came, and seeing the pride that it brought Filipinos, and me realizing now that I'm not to that level that he is yet, but I'm treating it as if I have that same exact hold on people to be able to inspire. And just hearing stories from people just telling me like how big of a deal it is that I'm waving the flag and being a representation of our people in sports overall, even though football is not too popular yet in Asia. The fact that I'm able to just show our people on a world stage and having the support that I have means the world to me. And I feel blessed just being able to be a blessing to other people and to be able to inspire people.
Told you it'd make your day better. He's unbelievable. I wish him the greatest bye. Let them keep it going through the season and keep it hot. 5-0 squad gets the Lions after the bye. We love that. We have a great show next week. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. A lot of things going on our side, so thank you for sticking with us. A big team effort this week. We're going to keep growing. We've got Gronk on, Chris Harris Jr., Luke Kuechly, my boyfriend, MMG, Yogi Roth on the program.